Good afternoon. Welcome to Greensboro, North Carolina. I'm Brian Tuttle with Carolina Aircraft, here today to show you one of our latest listings, this really nice 1982 50th Anniversary Edition A36, November 6300 uniform. Let's take a closer look. November 6300 uniform is a very nice 1982 model A36. Total time on this airplane is 3,540 hours since new. This engine is the upgraded IO 550 300 horsepower engine. This was installed in December of 2009. Currently it has 580 hours since factory reman. You can see here it has the gammy injectors installed. Has a nice Shannon baffling as well. This airplane has been flown regularly. Again, this was installed in December of 2009, so approximately 100 hours a year. November 6300 uniform also has the 3-blade Macaulay prop. This prop has 580 hours since overhaul, so it was done at the same time as the engine. You can see here we have a polished spinner as well. And this airplane has factory air conditioning, so it has the upgraded 100 amp alternator. The exterior paint on November 6300 uniform is original, but it's still in very good condition. This is overall beige with maroon and red striping, and you can see the end numbers here are outlined in red as well. Still a lot of shine and sheen to this airplane. November 6300 uniform has the big double cargo doors in the back. Let's take a closer look. The interior on November 6300 uniform is in good condition. You can see here that even though the seats are showing a little bit of wear, there's no major rips or tears, anything like that. This is a nice tan leather interior, tan side panels with a nice trim work here. The headliner has been replaced. This is nice tan leather here, and you can see I'm very comfortable here. I'm 6'2", about 220 pounds. I've got plenty of room here, plenty of leg room, shoulder room, very comfortable, just like I was sitting in my living room. November 6300 uniform has a nice instrument panel that's been somewhat upgraded. Let's take a closer look. Starting in the left quarter here, you can see we have a quartz chronometer. It's our airspeed indicator. Now this airplane has a 24-volt electrical system, so it has the approach flaps and the high gear speed of 154 knots. We have our attitude indicator, which has a flight director. Our altimeter. On the left-hand side, very nice instrument. This is the new JPI EDM 830. This is a digital readout that shows not only manifold pressure and RPM, but you also have cylinder head temperature and exhaust gas temperatures for each cylinder, as well as your oil temperature, oil pressure, gallons per hour, and gallons remaining. Your electric turn coordinator, your slaved electronic HSI, your vertical speed indicator, and then down on the bottom we have our slaving mechanism for our HSI, KFC 200 autopilot with the slaved HSI and the flight director. This airplane has a single glide slope. This is your number 2, and this is a very nice WX1000 plus storm scope. In the middle here we have our analog manifold pressure and fuel flow gauge, a Horizon digital tachometer. Coming down, you can see we have our 2 fuel gauges, and then our analog instrumentation gauges are in the middle as well. Even though we have our EDM 830, we still have our analog EGT gauge and our instrument air pressure gauge. Garmin 340 audio panel. This is a 6-place audio panel. We have our Garmin GNS 430. This is a WAS unit, has been WAS updated, and this also has terrain on it as well. Our second comm is the King KY196, and our second nav is the King KN53. Just below this is our transponder. This is the King KT76A. And you can see here we have toggle switches for music input for the pilots and in the rear, the passengers have input back there as well. On the far right side, you can see we have a standby electric attitude indicator. Even though we only have one control yoke, we do have dual push-to-talks. Here's your music input off of an iPad or an iPod. And you can see here we have our control for our ELT. 6300 uniform has a single control wheel. Starting at the top here, this is your autopilot disconnect, go around button that controls your flight director. On the trigger here is your push to talk. This does have electric trim for your pitch control. On the right hand side you have a control wheel steering button as well as your map light. And as we come across, again, the single control wheel, this is your aileron trim. It does have the Vernier style engine controls. And again, as I mentioned earlier, this has the factory air condition, and there's your ventilation for that. 6300 uniform also has the nice Rosen sun visors. The windows are all in good condition. I do believe they're original, but there's really no clouding or anything like that. The windows in the back have the G&D window inserts, and overall I'd say they look very nice. If you're in the market for a nice early 80s A36, come to Greensboro, North Carolina and see Carolina Aircraft. Take a look at November 6300 uniform. This is a very nice 1982 50th anniversary A36. It's low time, only 3,540 hours total time since new. It has a factory reman engine that only has 580 hours since it was installed back in December of 2009. It's been flown regularly. There's no damage history on this airplane. Very nice logbooks. It's been very well maintained. You can see us on the web at www.carolinaaircraft.com or give us a call at 336-665-0300. I'm Brian Tuttle, and thank you for watching.